it do, what it do. Let it do what it do, what it do.
I'm definitely face of boxing. Absolutely.
They up the level, I'm gonna up the level with them every time.
I mean what I say, lines only for.
Charlo just dropped Lewin with that sweeping right and goes down face first.
Oh, what's going on, everybody? It is your boy KQKC. And yes, sir, I got the debate guru, I call him. We got none other than Knockout Boxing 86 TV. What's going on, Knockout?
Yo, what's going on, KQ? Salute to everybody in the building, man. How you doing?
Man, I'm doing pretty good, man. Had a great day of boxing. Some was good, some was okay, and but at least we getting boxing, but I'm happy for that,
Yeah.
And I want to say Happy Mother's Day to everybody in the chat, and thank you all for coming out on this glorious Sunday morning. All right, and you doing okay, Knockout?
Yeah, man, I'm doing good. Ready to have a great show. Then Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, specifically Miss KO and my mother as well.
Okay.
Yeah, man, we ready to get ready to finish this show so I can take them to church, and then we got some dinner plans, and
Okay.
man, Mother's Day is always a fun time, man, for sure.
Okay, all right, let's see you all in the building, and then we're gonna get on into it. All right. Okay, now we got my man, a realistic Washington fan that's up in here. We got all things up in here. We got Barbara D is up in here. We got WIZE Sporting Betting is up in here. And yes, sir, we got TJ in here. Terrell Jackson's up in here. We got the jab queen. We got Dr. Mark up in here. What's going on, Doc? How you feel? Oh, we got D-Ray live on the drive. It's up in here. All right. Yes, sir. And we got my man LJ up in here. Lee Jackson's up in here. What's up, David? Oh, Toussaint, man. What's going on? All right, good to see you, man. All right. We got in the building boxing. It's up in here. He got up this Sunday morning. All right. We got, who else we got up in here? Clark Bay TV is up in here. What's going on? All right, yes, sir. And we got Ray Patterson, baby. Yes, sir. Desmond Johnson's up in here. We got it jumped on me. Wait, hold on. Thomas, okay, I gotta go back up. It jumped on me. Sorry about that. They're going Desmond Johnson. Okay, we got Emmanuel Pedigree is up in here. Eric B, man, where's Rakeem at? I like to move the damn crowd. Ain't no mistakes allowed. I like to move the crowd. Yes, sir. What's going on? Polly Pounder. All right, what's going on with you? All right, yes, sir. Thomas Hill. What's going on? He said, hallelujah. All right. Yes, sir. Black Preacher Man. What's going on? Black Preacher Man 1 is up in here. All right. Salute to you, brother, man. Yes, sir. Appreciate you checking in. All right. Thrill Hill from Blueberry Hill. Cam Network is up in here. All right. That's me is up in here. I think that's it. I think that's all we got for right now. Oh, Tim Carey coming in that back door, baby. All right, yes, sir. Marquis is up in here. All right.
Oh, pause. You can't just say stuff like that, old man. Pause. Hold up. What are you talking about coming in that back door? You can't say that, man.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't say that, man. They can't say that. That's pause worthy. You got, when you say something like that, you gotta say pause.
Oh, pause. All right. Okay. Shit, pause. Oh, damn it. Paul, I've been doing that for the longest, man. Put that board on that back door and close it. But goddamn, Paul, niggas, Paul.
Can't say that. I gotta say.
Dude, I gotta remember that, man. And y'all been letting me say that. Y'all ain't say nothing, man.
Yeah,
that's
that's That's because your audience is a little bit older demographic than mine. My chat
Oh,
with an
okay.
H to a live. My chat
Oh,
with an H to a live for the
wow. Pause. Triple pause, goddammit. All right, man. I'm sorry about that. All right, man. Oh, man. I got to remember not to say that shit no
dude.
more. Man, oh, man. All
Man.
right. That's all we got, Tim Kerry. Yes, sir. Appreciate you, brother, coming in. All right.
Salute everybody, y'all. Please hit the like button and donate to the channel. Hit that cash app and that super chat for KQ, man. Let's get to it though. KQ. I was reading an interesting story, and I wanted to talk about something because we cover everything, and we don't cover we don't just cover certain things. But I know we've all been critical of Keyshawn Davis and Shakur Stevenson and their fake brotherhood as to why they don't want to fight each other. Well, KQ, did you know we got a lot of that going on in the middleweight division as well? Because Carlos Adames, he's a champion. Janabek is a champion. And
Right.
Erislandy Lara is a champion.
Right.
Carlos Adames was asked about fighting Erislandy Lara. He said, since I was a kid, I grew up watching Lara. I've always been a fan of Lara. We also have the same team and the same coach. It's not a fight that interests me. Right now, my priority is to get to Janabek. Lara is out of the question. So Carlos Adames said he ain't trying to be undisputed because he will not fight Erislandy Lara. What's your thoughts on that, man?
Man, that is nice to hear that you was a fan, and that should make you want to fight him even more. Because what's better than sharing the ring with your boyhood idol or hero? I would love to share the ring with my hero, right? And if I beat him, I beat him. If I don't, I don't. But still in all, you can say, hey, look, I was in the ring with Muhammad Ali. Man, oh, man, that jab was popping me back, and I was popping him too. So the thinking is all, the process is all messed up with these guys. Today's boxing, the process, I thought it was just the younger guys. I thought it was just the guys in the smaller weights. But now that you mention it, you talking about the upper weight class, I didn't think it was nothing there but the Charlo twins, and that was it. But now that you mention that, yeah. I mean, Laura is older. Laura pretty much is about to hang up them gloves, but still in all, if he have a chance to fight him, I think he should fight him. That's how I feel.
100%. That's an in-house unification fight. They both fight for the PVC. And if you got so much respect for them, since y'all got the same coach or whatever, I would say you'd have to change coaches for that fight. You had to find somebody else that you trust, but they should still fight. The fact that they got the same team makes the fight easier to make. So I'm with you, man. I just don't like the way boxing is going in 2025, where these guys are like, yeah, I'm a dog. I want all the smoke. Except for with him over there. I just don't want to smoke with him. Well, is he your brother? Nah, he not my blood brother. That's just my homeboy. Like, nah, bro. Y'all need to get it in. Y'all both champions in the middleweight division. Y'all should be fighting each other, or somebody should move up or move down. And then that way there's no issues. But yeah, man, I thought that was a very interesting story. I feel the exact same way about Laura and Carlos Adames that I feel about guys like Shakur Stevenson and Keyshawn Davis. If you're not blood brothers, if you didn't come out the same womb, then you guys should be fighting, and then y'all can go to dinner after. Y'all can go party after or something. But y'all got a job to do, man. You know what I mean? Only in boxing do certain fighters feel like that they can just be friends, and their friendship make them not have to compete against each other. Friends compete against each other in sports all the time for free. So they should be able to compete against each other in sports, in boxing, for millions of dollars. I don't see the issue, man. So I didn't like to hear that from Carlos Adames. And I'm a fan of Carlos Adames, but he got to tighten up on that. I disagree wholeheartedly with him on that one, man.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. Other sports don't do that because this might be before your time, but we had a guy on Chicago Bears called Walter Payton. Well, we played the Detroit Lions. His brother played on that team. His brother was Eddie Payton, and they went against each other. And hey, he wasn't gonna stop and not suit up. He was gonna play. Both of them was gonna play, and they did play. The Bears won, but they still played. But only in boxing. Only in boxing you can get away with that. So
yeah, and I don't like it, and we allowed him to get away with it. So we got to do better as fight fans and stop making excuses for these fighters that's moving like that. Now, I do want to get to some fights today. KQ, were you able to watch any of the Pro Box TV card? Did you see Lubin and Audrey Holmes?
No, I saw part of it,
Mhm.
but a little bit this morning, but I didn't see the whole fight. But I got a little bit on it. All right.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
So go ahead and talk about it, because Lubin gets the victory. He's put himself in position for a title shot with the late stoppage over Audrey Holmes in the Pro Box TV main event. You know, just reading the articles this morning and you know, seeing the part of the fight that you did see. What's your thoughts on that, man? What's your thoughts
Okay.
on Lubin getting the victory, man?
All right. First of all, shout out to Black Preacher Man and that $2 holler. Okay. Can't forget to show my appreciation. All right. I appreciate that, brother. All right. Thanks for showing your appreciation. All right. Well, Lubin, now, he's only 28 years of age. I thought he was older than that, but he's not. All right. Now, he is getting better and better. We got knocked out by Charlo. All right. He was just a little green. He was getting started right away at 154. He should have been at 147, but he fought at 154. But now he's getting better. He's getting better and better. And that fight last night, they should have stopped it earlier than what they did. But he put an onslaught on him right away. He took his time, but then he started sitting down on the punches a little bit more. And then, of course, a little bit more. And then he started opening up. And he's a southpaw, and he was going downstairs. The southpaw on way you always fight. They always go downstairs and right hook. All right. Well, Lubin got a great right hook, and Lubin he used that right hook, man, very accurately. You know, so that's what he was doing, and he was overshooting sometimes, but sometimes he wasn't. And he going straight downstairs. He's one of the southpaws, like he's not a Shakir southpaw. He's like a more of a rough housing type of southpaw, but he was doing a great in there. He keep his weight right at the weight mark, and man, I think he dominated. He dominated, and he should have stopped it earlier. They should have stopped it sooner, but he did what he did, and he got the job done. So
yeah, I think Lubin after a long layoff, coming back and performing that well. I like the patience that he showed early in the fight. And finally, he realized Audrey Holmes, for whatever reason, Audrey Holmes came to survive, man. He didn't come to fight. He was throwing get off me punches the entire time. He didn't try to sit down on anything. He was running around the ring. He didn't even make Lubin give him a reason to run. He was running from the opening bell. And again, man, these fighters, and we see it with Devin Haney and how he fought last week. We see what people are saying about William Skull. It's in 2025. It's time for these dudes to sit down and fight. That style is not accepted anymore, bro. People do not want to watch you run around the ring, not try to engage and not try to get anything done. In 2025, in the 80s and 90s, we could watch stuff like that because we had so many stars. So if you didn't like the way that Pernell Whitaker fight, there go Tommy Hearns for you. There go Ray Leonard for you. If you didn't like what Floyd Mayweather was doing, there go Manny Pacquiao for you right there. There go Roy Jones Jr. for you right there. If you didn't like what Andre Ward was doing, you can watch a Canelo fight. You can watch a Pacquiao fight. Now, in boxing today, we don't have the stars to be running around here having the people that are supposed to be our biggest stars putting out a dud after dud after dud performance. Like, we had Devin Haney, we had William Skull, Canelo Alvarez, Ryan Garcia, Teofimo Lopez, all fight in the past 2 weeks. And the most entertaining fights happen to be Emmanuel Navarrete, Monster Inoue, Rafael Espinoza, the guy that fought right before Monster Inoue. Like, we're in position. We're not in the position to have these boring ass fights, man. So I'm glad that Lubin was able to put his foot on the gas, step to the dude, get him out of there, because boxing wouldn't be in a better place if that dude was able to kind of somehow survive his way to a victory, beat Erickson Lubin, and then he get the Baccarat fight. Guess what he gonna do with Baccarat? He gonna run the whole goddamn fight too. At least we know Lubin, he got the W. Lubin gonna come to fight Baccarat. He gonna put on a good effort. You know what I mean? At least we know it with Canelo winning and getting the Crawford fight, Canelo gonna come and try to fight Terrence Crawford. If William Skull had won the fight, he gonna be running. He gonna keep running. He gonna run all the way back to Cuba. So
Yeah.
I'm glad that Lubin was able to get the job done. He did show some ring rust early, but when he turned it up on that dude, man, that dude didn't have nothing for him. So salute to Lubin. He's now the mandatory for the IBF 154-pound title, and I can't wait to see Bakram Murtazaliev versus Erickson Lubin. I think that's a hell of a fight, man.
Now I want to piggyback what you off what you were saying, and not only today. I think this past week. Okay, first of all, score. Yes, that was kind of a mess how he fought, and he actually think he won. He actually think we crazy. He's thinking, man, we don't know boxing. But you're right. This is a different age. We in a different time now in boxing. Yes, I'm old school. I appreciate the hit and don't get hit. I appreciate the fundamentals. But I also appreciate the break hand. I appreciate the knockouts. But right now, we're in an age where knockout sells. Knockouts is entertaining. You don't even have to knock them out. Engaging is still entertaining. But you got to hit something. You got to hit something. You know, and that what makes us exciting. You look at the UK. They are, man, they might be drunk, but they have a good time over there because they're letting their hands go. They are letting their hands go and they're hitting something. They're not running around the ring. They're not trying to get out the way. Now, I can get it if you hit and don't get hit, but some people forget about the hitting part. And that's the thing that bothers me. And these young guys today, the less you get hit, the more I can survive. Some people's heart is smaller than other people's hearts. Because some people got to have a big heart to step in front of another fighter and let their hands go. Now, some people don't, but you're right. This is a different age and time. Like I said to my father the other day, the NBA, Kevin Garnett said, man, these guys would never played in the NBA 10 years ago. The honest now today is run and gun. The center is obsolete now. And that's kind of like Boston's going now. Boston now, you got to pretty much excite the crowd or you're going to put them to sleep. So which one you going to do? And now, so I was just piggybacking off of what you were saying.
Nah, and you said you brought up the UK. They had another banger fight.
Oh, yeah.
That Anthony KQKC and Lee Wood fight.
Yes. Man, that was a good fight.
They had the Conor Ben Eubanks 2 weeks ago. Then they just backdoored it with KQKC and Lee Wood because them boys was out there thumping, bro.
And the fight before that, too.
KQKC got the late stoppage or whatever. Did you see that fight?
Yes, I did.
Just real quick, talk about that. Anthony KQKC down at 130 pounds. Lee Wood was making his debut at 130 pounds, and Lee Wood got the beats put on him and got stopped by KQKC, the same dude that stopped Joe Cordina. Again, another highly entertaining fight, one of the best fights of the weekend, man. What did you think? Definitely better than everything we saw Friday night and Saturday night on last week. But what did you think of that fight, man?
Man, Lee Woods, I'm a big fan of Lee Woods, because I always thought he was a slick boxer from the UK. He was for a little while, and then now he kind of started struggling. But yesterday, he let his hands go, but he let his hand go recklessly. He wasn't defensively responsible. He went in there and took a lot of chances and didn't work out like he thought it was going to work out. And then, of course, little by little, his opponent is pretty much was coming on strong too. And we're talking about featherweight now. We're talking about super featherweight, I believe. And we're talking about featherweight. And the guy tall and he had the longer reach. And he was sticking that jab. On Lee Wood. And Lee Wood pretty much still trying to go downstairs to the body while he upstairs working. Lee Woods, he wasn't the same Lee Woods like it was before. And like you said, I'm almost at the end of my career, because he don't know where he's going to go from now. And once again, congratulations to the champion who kept his belt. But still in all, he did a great job. yesterday evening, man, he got Lee Woods out of there. And I mean, it was an early stoppage. I thought it was gonna go the distance, but it didn't. And Lee Woods, he pretty much fought a good fight. You know what he had to work with. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
so,
Lee Wood tried to put on a good fight, but in that ninth round, it's like his life flashed before his eye. He started running from the dude, turned his back on him. I'm like,
yep.
he kind of punched the fight up out of you. But Lee Wood had a pretty good career. I remember him bouncing back from Mauricio Lara. I remember when he came back and stopped Mike Conlon late and knocked him out the ring. And it was, he's had some really good moments in his career, but obviously at 36 years old, his best days are behind him. And now he's to the point where he don't see the punches coming as good anymore. And guys are really able to get to him. And what people got to understand, that guy, Anthony KQKC, man, he knocking out the UK fighters, but bro, he really didn't have no power up until this point in his career. Somebody need to test him, man, because now he been going on a little knockout streak lately, and he ain't had no power his whole career. Somebody need to go test Anthony KQKC, man. That boy been stepping on dudes lately, man. First Joe Cordina, now Lee Wood. He coming. He taking care of all the UK people, man. You need to come over here and get him some of this American work, see what it's hitting on. But overall, that was a really good and entertaining fight, and I'm tired of UK putting on better fights than us, man.
Yeah.
Like we gotta step our game up. We need to have some better, more entertaining fights because they out here shining on us right now, man. When it comes to the entertainment value. So overall, a good performance from KQKC. I'm happy that he got the W. And we'll see what's next for him at 130 pounds. Hopefully, he can start mixing it up with old Shacky Foster. He can mix it up with somebody like that, Ray Ford or somebody so we can see what he really about, man. Because him beating up on all them UK dudes and stuff, man, that's getting old. I'm getting tired of watching that. I want to see what he can do with some American top level 130-pound fighters, man. That's really all I got on him, man.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, that's all I got. Like I say, you're right. He hasn't been really knocking out guys. It's just the height, the reach, it pretty much gets him by. He got a great jab and he got a great length, so, hey, who knows? Never know. I don't put nothing past no fighter today, but yeah, he got the win and congratulations to him. So
yes, sir. So we got the co-main event of the evening last night. Raymond Muratalla became the IBF interim titleist and the mandatory to Vasily Lomachenko. What did you think of his performance against Zaire Abdullaev last night? I think he looked good, had some good moments. I would have liked him to step on the gas a little bit more, but overall, I thought it was a pretty good performance. What you got on Raymond Muratalla last night?
Well, let's get this straight. Abdullaev is not the same guy that fought Devin Haney, okay, and lost to Devin Haney. Right? This is a complete different fighter today. All right, because people always say, "Well, he lost to Devin Haney." No. This is different fighter. But Muratalla, he thought he had it easy. This is what I'm thinking when he went out there. He thought he would go in there, take his time, which he did, and threw a couple uppercuts and straight rights, and then he switched over to southpaw. But he still couldn't get him out of there. He started biting down on that mouthpiece, Abdullaev, and man, and then Muratalla was surprised. He didn't know it was going to go that far. And then Muratalla stepped on the gas himself. Now, one thing I noticed about Muratalla, he fights, but he fights in spurts. He don't come with the onslaught and keep coming. He'll come, then he'll stop for a while, and then he'll turn it back up. He'll stop for a while, turn it back up. But still in all, that's how he's wasting. He could have got him out of there if he would have stepped on the gas and keep stepping on it. But of course, that's the way he fights, and of course, it was a good fight, though. It was a good fight. It was a good win for Muratalla, So, but let's see what happens. Now, one thing about it, his opponent, Abdullaev, he wasn't going out easy. He came to fight last night, and this is what I like. I like guys that's not coming in there for a paycheck, not coming in there and get a big paycheck for just one fight, and that's it. and go home. No, he came to fight. He didn't come to lay down. He came to fight to get that belt. Even though it was an interim belt, IBF, but still, do you know that Merlin Tyler can be the mandatory if Lomachenko don't come back? So
they'll elevate him. He'll get elevated to champion like they did
right.
Jerome Dennis.
Yep. So now I'm hearing Tim Bradley this morning saying that I went and looked at that this morning that he's not Lomachenko's not coming back. Now that's what he's saying, Tim Bradley. Now, of course, don't quote me on Tim Bradley, okay? But that's what he's saying, So, but if it doesn't, fine, okay. And but that's all I have on Merlin Tyler. He did a great job, and he got the job done. And one thing about it, that's another notch for Robert Garcia whole camp over there. Robert Garcia fighters are doing well, man, for real. So, yeah. So that's all I got.
Yeah, Raymond Merle Tyler, I thought he boxed very well last night. He's always going to look really good when he has people that come at him. Where he struggles at is if you make him go on the front foot and you make him be the aggressive fighter, like he did against Tevin Farmer. He looked really bad in that fight. But if you're going to come at him and you're going to bring the aggression to him and he can just kind of sit back, use his boxing skills, use his counter-punching ability, he's much better reading mistakes and then capitalizing on your mistakes than he is in creating his own opening. So the matchup was perfect for him, and he showed that, man, the way he had those uppercuts coming, the way he had the jab working and the right counter over the top, man, he boxed very, very well last night. I was highly impressed. I would have liked to see him kind of step it up more and really try to go after Zaire Abdullah when he realized he was faster and better than him. But overall, he boxed a really good fight, got a clear decision victory. And as you said, he's Vasily Lomachenko. It's mandatory. They even asked him after the fight, KQ, they said, hey, man, what do you want to do? Do you want to fight maybe Keyshawn Davis? Do you want to fight Vasily Lomachenko? What's your focus? And he said his focus right now is to maintain his mandatory position. And then if he can't do that, then he'll worry about unifying with Keyshawn or doing something with Keyshawn or something like that. So there might be something to what Tim Bradley said, man, about him probably knowing Loma's not coming back. Top Rank has already let him know, just kind of stay right there. You about to become elevated to an easy world champion. We probably got an easy defense for you. You know how they like to milk them belts or whatever, and then maybe just have everybody have a belt, so that way they can try to get Tank to fight more than one of their fighters at a time, is what I'm thinking the plan is, that they just want to have everybody in position so that Tank has to fight them in order to get belts or in order to have big fights and unifying all that good stuff. So we'll see what happens. But overall, I thought it was a really good performance. It wasn't as entertaining just because Abdullah really just played right into Merle Tyler's hands and just kind of made it, I don't want to say easy, but made it an easy fight for Merle Tyler to read and think his way through. And he showed some really good skills last night, man. I want to ask you this, though. Go ahead.
Do you see Merlin Tyler, man, throwing them uppercuts, man?
Yeah, that was nasty.
Man, they was nasty. He busted the guard open, and you can tell after the fight, if you looked at the face of Abdullah, you can see he man, face and nose was swollen, and man, that was some uppercuts, man. Man, they was scary, boy, man. So, but no, go ahead. What were you saying? What you saying, knockout? Okay. Well, which one you at? Okay, wait a minute, hold on. Was the one you on?
Okay. Yeah, my bad. I don't know what happened to that other one, but I'm here.
Okay,
go ahead.
Okay, wait a minute, hold on, I moved that one. Okay, there you go. All right. Okay, yeah. So yeah, that's all I got, man, on that.
Let me ask you this. Do you think he can give a good fight to any of the other champions like Shakur, Keyshawn, Tank? Do you think he's on that level, or will he just be kind of kind of how Barinchik was, kind of the low man on the totem pole, and you would favor everybody else to beat him. What do you think? What do you think of him?
But Miller Tyler and everybody else in 135.
Yeah, all the other champions. If he becomes champion, gets elevated, what do you think he has a chance to beat any of those guys?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. And I definitely now Keyshawn, Tank, those are the two hardest to beat. I will say that. But Keyshawn, Loma, well, he be gone. But Shakur, I think he definitely can beat him. He can press the action. Now he's not very good on the front foot, but he will be when he fights Shakur Stevenson, because he's gonna be on the back foot. So it's basically just gotta walk him down. But I think he'll have a okay time. But when he run into guys like Keyshawn, who's gonna stand right there in front of him, Tank gonna be there, boss him, maybe stand in front of him or boss him, because he has he got an all around game, and so that's the two problems he gonna have. Those two right there. And I was saying last night that these belts are so scattered out that it's gonna be hard to be undisputed at 135.
Yeah.
Only one that's together really is they're not even on top rank together. That's why Shakur ain't with top rank no more. So he with Eddie. So it's gonna be very hard to be undisputed at 135. And they don't care. They don't care. Tank don't care. Now Shakur, he don't care. So now belts really don't matter. It's all about the money now. So, yeah, you're
right, man. The belts are scattered out, and plus you got two champions. 50% of the champions in the division, Keyshawn and Shakur, they fake brothers, so they not gonna fight. So undisputed gonna be hard if they got belts and they refuse to fight each other. With the question I asked you though, I think watching Raymond Murray Tyler struggle with Tevin Farmer, I just worry about him. Those guys seeing that, and they'll just make him kind of chase them, and they'll be able to kind of pick him apart, keep the distance on him, try to make him be first. And I think he'll struggle with the boxing skills and the ring IQ of those fighters that are champions right now. I think Loma, because of his age and how Loma fights aggressively, that could play into Murray Tyler's hands a little bit if Loma does come back to fight him. But those other champions that are good on the back foot and the front foot, they got high ring IQs. They could just kind of take some of Tevin Farmer's game plan, but just actually shoot their shots a little bit more, and they may have a lot of success against Raymond Murray Tyler. But we'll see what's next for him, man. He got a really good fight, really good victory, and he did his thing. Let's move to the next fight, man. Let's talk about well, before we get to the next fight, let's talk. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Kenny Drake. No, it's okay. Kenny Drake. Okay, that's like I said. That's not the same. That's not the same guy that fought Devin Haney way back then. Those were two different fighters back then. They both have grew up, and they both have moved up, and they both are better fighters today. So you can't say, oh, he beat Devin Haney. No, that didn't happen last year. That didn't happen the year before either. So let's not pretty much put him down. All right.
Yeah.
So he did fight a good fight. Okay.
Yeah, he fought a good fight. He ain't the same fighter that fought Devin Haney, just like Devin ain't the same fighter that fought him. Shit.
Exactly. Right.
Devin ain't the same fighter that fought Regis right now, which brings me to my next topic I wanted to cover with you. Shane Mosley said that Devin Haney's mentality was due to Bill because Bill wanted him to protect the bag, and that's why he fought Jose Ramirez the way he fought him. Shane Mosley was in the corner. He said him and Nate Jones were trying to have a different mentality, have Devin have a different mentality. But in that fight, he kind of took on the mentality of his father. What do you think of those comments from Shane Mosley, kind of pulling the wool back and letting people know what was going on, man?
Well, this is my take on it. Number one, Shane didn't want to take the blame. He said, I ain't going to take the blame for that pitiful show. I'm not going to take the blame. So, look, I'm going to tell y'all what's really going on. And this is why Bill came out and said, yeah, Devin need a new manager. Because he knows Devin's career is going down the drain. And now he's trying to put the blame on a new manager. Well, that's what I'm thinking. because that's how Bill works. You know, he's full of shit. Now, but still in all, Nate and Shane, they are right. They are right. How you gonna protect the bag? You messed up the bag. Protecting the bag is get in there and fight so everybody can say, man, I want to see that again. I want to see him fight again. You know, that's how you protect the bag, by making people want to see you. Why you think everybody crazy about Tank? Because he knocking you out. They can't wait to see him knock out the next guy, then the next guy, then the next guy. Or box him beautifully. You know, that's what people want. That's what we were talking about earlier. This is a new day, all right? And all that moving out the way, going black on left, right, hit and don't get hit. No, this ain't tag. No, You know, so, no, they right. And Bill has messed up this young man's career. I have always said that. You know, Bill speaking for Devin and making Devin look like he mute. Then Devin get on social media. Then he speak his mind. Then he speak like a spoiled kid, I would say. Like somebody stole his cookies, right? Those my cookies, you know, and no, that's a lie, you know, and stuff like that. So, yeah, he messed up his career. He messed up his career big time. And no, that's not protecting the bag. Because Turkey don't want to deal with him anymore. Oscar say, oh, he's trash. He's done. No. And then Gary Antoine. Oh, Devin Haney is trash, right? He didn't even get the chance to get the camera started before he said it. You know, so, man, how you going to protect the bag fighting like that? You know, so, I mean, Shane Mosley covering his ass. Hey, look here. Hey, man, you know, and y'all know how I used to fight everything. Hey, this wasn't my idea, okay? You know, but, you know, and I feel it, and it's a big mistake. And once that fight doesn't happen, that fight is not going to happen. Not if Turkey have anything to do with it. So
yeah, I think what Shane Mosley said is part of a bigger problem in boxing, and I don't know what you think about this, but fighters getting fights and then having another fight lined up already, I think that's hurting the sport, because when you already got another fight lined up, you don't worry about what's in front of you. You just worry about trying to get through what's in front of you. So when Devin and Ryan know that they already got a rematch for a lot of money on the table, but they got these tune-ups, they're not going to really like fight hard and show what they can do and really step on somebody. They just trying to make it through. They just trying to make it through, and as a result, the product suffers and shit. And so what I hope people learn from this, what I hope fans learn and promoters and guys like Turkey, like, stop planning shit out and getting contracts signed 2, 3, 4 fights ahead.
Right.
Make them earn that fight. Like, I bet you get a different type of fight if you tell Devin and you tell Ryan, look, I'm interested in making a rematch. Y'all both get through this fight. Let's sit down and talk. Instead of already having the money on the table for them, already having the shit signed, already knowing the date of the fight, man, they might go in there and fight harder. They might fight differently if they don't know whether or not they're going to get it. They know they got to do something to get it first. Exactly. Or just go directly into the rematch, bro. Either way, this thing where people are trying to plan out their whole career 2, 3 fights ahead, you're going to always be cautious until you get to the big bag. So I hope that this is a learning lesson, which is why I always argued against that when people would come by and say, well, why? People used to tell me, KQ, I remember when Tank had his Hector Garcia and his Ryan Garcia fight lined up, people would be like, well, why can't he negotiate with Devin Haney right now? Why can't he negotiate with Devin right now? He already got Hector. He already got Ryan. Go ahead and start negotiating with Devin. I'm like, bro, y'all want niggas to negotiate 2, 3, 4 fights ahead of time? This boxing. Anything could happen. To worry about what's in front of you. So I think this weekend was an example of that. Even Canelo and Williams Cole. Canelo already know he got the Terrence Crawford fight lined up. Right. So Canelo like, shit, I ain't gotta chase you. I ain't gotta really try to cut off the ring. If you're gonna run around here and mess up the fight, then that's cool. I'm good with Turkey. I got my 4-fight deal. I got my 4-fight $100 million deal. Shit, I just see Crawford in September. I ain't gotta take no punishment. I'm just gonna take this easy bag and I'm gonna get the hell up out of here, bro. And that's what you see fighters doing when they got these fights lined up. I don't think it's a coincidence that everybody from Teofimo to Ryan Garcia to Devin Haney to Canelo Alvarez, every single person that shit the bed last week were people that already had something else lined up. The only one that I saw fight like a dog, and that's why I got so much respect for how he fought. Monster anyway already had the MJ Akhmadaliev fight lined up, but he still went out there against Cardenas and handled his responsibility and fought like a dog, man. Everybody not gonna do that, bro. And so I think these promoters need to catch on to that. And I think Shane Mosley was right, bro.
Yeah. And you know, and let me add this. And I don't know if you're gonna say anything about it, but I've been talking about this week about big fights, and I'm piggybacking out for Rolly Romero, who pretty much is making sense all week, and he explained to me, us, how what's a big fight and what's not a big fight. Canelo and Terence Crawford is not a big fight. All right. That's not a big fight. It's a big payday, but it's not a big fight. And the way Rolly Romero explained it, he explained it right on the head. A big fight are two stars in the same weight class going against each other, like Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather. That's a big fight. Earl Spence, Terence Crawford. That's a big fight. So those are big fights. But what Terence and Canelo is doing is a money grab. That's what the difference is. And that made sense to me. You know, just like weight draining. All right? Like all these guys are draining themselves just to fight at a weight class. Tank, don't blame Tank for it. That's why I put that up there on that thumbnail. Because everybody's draining themselves. Everybody draining themselves. Then Rolly came out and said that he walks around between 180 and 200 pounds. He said he had no business being at 135. How the hell you get down to 135? And
that's crazy.
No, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
You know, and he said this on the interview. No, he been interviewing all last week.
Oh yeah, he been turning up.
Yo, yeah, he been speaking up. And I mean, man, that's crazy, man. You walking around between 180 and 200, and he said he had no business fighting Tank at 135. And he's right. And I've always been a believer of that. If you can't make the weight, then you got to move your ass up. Navarrete took him 6 tries.
To make weight.
Yeah, to make weight.
Yeah, I mean, I like what you said about Rolly. I'll take it a step further, but yeah, L-Dub, I see you, bro. Yeah, I don't like that. I hope Plant and Charlo get through that shit so we can get to their fight. Because if something happened, then that's gonna be another instance where you tried to take a tune up and you didn't ever make it to the fight that everybody want to see. So hopefully don't nobody perform bad. Hopefully them boys come to fight and they don't do what happened to us last week. Hopefully that doesn't happen to us on May 31st.
Right? Yes.
So about what you said, I'll take it.
And hit the like button, everybody. Okay. We got the cash apps working over here. We're working hard over here. All right. So make sure y'all show your support. I appreciate it. All right, go ahead, knock out.
Yeah, I think so I don't mind Rolly's definition of big. I do disagree. I do think that Canelo and Crawford is big, but what I'll say is it's not really like a legacy fight. Like the biggest fights are the ones that can do a lot of money, that'll have huge money for everybody involved, but also there's something on the line for them, right? Like the reason Earl and Bud was such a huge fight because there was something on the line. They both had something to lose. If Earl lose, it hurt him. It hurt his legacy. Bud Crawford lose, it hurt him. It hurt his legacy. The problem with the Canelo Alvarez and Bud Crawford fight, to me, KQ, is that Bud don't have nothing to lose. All Bud Crawford has to do is fight with a lot of heart. And if he shows a lot of heart, if he fights like a dog, win, lose, or draw, he's going to get his respect. Canelo has nothing to gain from the fight. If Canelo beats Bud Crawford, okay, great job. You beat somebody that came up 21 pounds in one fight. No one's going to give you credit for that. You beat a man coming up 2 weight classes that was about to turn 38 years old. Like, you don't get credit for that. So Canelo versus David Benavidez will bring in not only big money, but also it's something to lose for Canelo. It's something to lose for Benavidez. Crawford versus Jermell Charlo. That's a big fight. or Crawford versus what's the guy's name? Crawford versus Virgil, or Crawford versus one of the champions at 154, or Fundora or Bakram. Those are big fights because Crawford's involved with them, not nearly as big as Canelo, but Crawford would actually have something to lose in those fights because he's fighting people that are his own size in his own weight class, and people that he's supposed to beat, and people that are considered to be, on par with him in the weight class that he's in. The biggest problem with Canelo Crawford is always going to be one guy gets credit, win, lose, or draw, and another guy can't get no credit, win, lose, or draw. It's kind of like if Tank Dave, if Monster Anyway came all the way up to 135, that'd be like him fighting Tank. If he fought Tank, Monster Anyway, all Monster got to do is fight hard. And if he fight hard, whether Tank knock his ass out, if he lose, if he win, they're gonna be like, yo, Monster's still a pound for pound fighter. He dared to be great. And if Tank Davis knock him out, it's gonna be, well, Tank was too big for him. We all knew Tank was too big for him. So that's, to me, what takes the luster out of fights like Canelo and Crawford. Still a big fight, still gonna get a lot of attention, gonna make a lot of money. But going into that fight, Bud is in a position to where, shit, win, lose, or draw, as long as he fight hard, he gonna get a huge bag. And his fans and boxing fans in general, they not gonna be too critical of him if he lose. It's gonna be, oh well, he was supposed to lose. He was just too small for Canelo. That's what I don't like about the fight, bro.
Okay. All right.
But I do think it's a big fight though. But I see what Rolly is saying. I see what he's saying. I think the better point for me in what he said is certain fights don't have any legacy to it. And there's no legacy to me in Canelo and Crawford. It's just a money grab, and one guy is set up to fail no matter what, and the other guy is set up to win no matter what. That's my take on it, man.
Yeah, and they both go home with a big bag.
Yeah. Now, did you see? I wanted to ask you this. Did you see Terrence Crawford's new shirts? He even did a Mexican parade too. He got the new
Mexican parade, but
he got the new Terrence Bud Crawford gear with the Viva Mexico shirts or whatever. He trying to get this bag, boy. He selling his merch and shit, man. What you think, man?
I think he's overdoing it. Terrence Crawford haven't said a damn word all his career. Now Turkey come in with the big bucks, and now I can fight Canelo. So he pushed and pushed and pushed. And they still, now, a lot of people thought that fight was done. That fight wasn't done yet. I mean, people put it out there like it was, but it wasn't. And I mean, come on, think about it. They mentioned this in February, and they talking about September. That's a long way away. Anything can happen. But Terrence Crawford pretty much, and this is Canelo thing. He don't like to fight guys that talk shit to him. Well, that's what they're gonna all do, and that's the name of the game. But I think he's talking about Benavidez because Benavidez not respectful to him, he says. But that's because he don't want to fight him because he's scared he's gonna lose. That's just my take on it. But still in all, Terrence Crawford, man, dude. I mean, you looking bad out there, dude. That's my opinion. You looking bad out there, man. Look. Forget about Canelo. We're getting nothing against the Mexican people, but keep doing what you're doing and been doing your whole career. All right, and then go in there and fight Canelo, and and that's it. I mean, Canelo is Mexican. Your ass not. You're black. All right, let Canelo do what he do with his Mexican people. So and why are you having a Mexican parade? Why? I never seen a Mexican parade with nothing but blacks in it. And Omar ain't got no lot. I mean, Omaha is not a town with a lot of Mexicans. They're not. They right there across the bridge from Iowa. I know, because I stayed there when on my job sent me there in Iowa. Well, Council Bluff, Iowa. Right across the bridge is Omaha. Ain't that many Hispanics there, unless it changed in the last 5-10 years. But come on, dude. You're doing a little bit too much. Every time I see Terrence Crawford, all right, or Kendrick Lamar, all right, he's sitting next to who? Turkey. He's sitting next to Turkey. All right.
Man, in his defense, man, his Black American fans, they ain't been buying his shit throughout the years, man. They support him, you know what I'm saying, on YouTube, but they don't be buying his fights and going to his fights and shit. So he just lost Turkey $10 million and shit when he fought Madrimov. So he like, fuck it, let me just go ahead and target this Mexican fan base, man. He got the Mexican t-shirts, got the Mexican parade, you know what I mean? D-Ray gonna be right here listening to you call the fight. D-Ray ain't gonna be going to that fight. He gotta target the Mexicans, bro.
Yeah.
He gotta target the Mexicans. D-Ray and them gonna be right here listening to you call the fight, man. So he like, fuck it, I gotta target these. He said, my Black Americans, they ain't really rocking with me like that, man. So let me go ahead and get these Mexican t-shirts and stuff, man. But I ain't got no problem with them promoting the fight, man. Getting the bag, getting some money or whatever. I just hope.
I don't care, you know.
I hope that he don't get in there and surprise us and turn into what your boy Jamel turned into. Long as he fight hard, man. Hey, man, I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying, man. I hope he get in there and fight like the dog that he's been his whole career, and I'll be all right with it. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
I ain't got no problem with it. I do think it's funny though that in the biggest fight of his career, why he ain't got no Juneteenth shirts, man? What the Juneteenth shirts, man? The Martin Luther King parade shirts or something, man. Why you gotta have the Viva Mexico shirts, man?
well,
you know what I mean? It's gonna, you know what I mean? Where sell to us, bro. Sell to your people. He like, nah, I don't trust y'all. I'm trying to get my sales up. That's fucked up, bud. I can't believe you do us like that, man.
But Bud always been at his whole career. It seemed like he have an identity problem because he support people in the UK. He loved the UK more than the US fighters, and the way he put it, you know, he said UK fans are the best fans in the world, and they do be rocking over there. But I think he have an identity problem because he supported every race group except the blacks.
He mad at us, man. He mad at us. He mad Earl had more fans than him and shit. He got the last laugh. He beat Earl last, but you know, he still don't get the love that Earl got. So he don't like that shit. He say, forget y'all. I'm going out there. Viva Mexico, nigga. Viva Mexico.
I mean, you know, he brought that on himself by not interviewing, not getting the people to know who he is. Come out and let us see who you really are. But he decided, hey, no, I'm gonna stay quiet, and that hurt his sales. That hurt his performance at the ticket.
Yeah, this one gonna go crazy though. This Canelo fight gonna go crazy. It's gonna be big. It's gonna be
this one gonna be big. Yeah,
this one gonna be huge. Let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
We got your boy, man, Navarrete, man. He got a gift. He got a gift last night, man. What's going on? They said it was a headbutt, but that was a punch. KQ he got his eye cut open with a punch, man. And but luckily, you know what I'm saying, Top Rank is doing the right thing. They've already said the rematch is coming. So we're gonna get the Navarrete Suarez rematch. But what did you think of that fight last night, man?
Man, yeah, cause I hear him saying headbutt. You know, I heard a little bit off my TV. I had it low though. But once they got 16 cameras, they said, and they looked at everyone. Jack Reese was a replay judge, and they found out, it was a punch. So they punched him. They did it in very, very slow motion, and you can see the skin coming off when he threw the punch. And but the performance, it was just like Navarrete fights. He fights at different angles, and that's how he throws. Now, he was busting up Suarez, but then Suarez saw the cut on the face, and he just started turning it up for a minute. And because Navarrete kept wiping it with the glove, kept wiping it. And the corner, they couldn't stop that bleeding. You know, it was cut right over the eye. It was dripping in his eyes, not on the side, in his eyes. And that was a big problem for him. And the doctor had to stop it in the late, I think 8th round. What's that, 8th round?
Yeah, after the 7th.
The 7th. And they almost made a wrong call. And because if they would have called that, I think Suarez would have won that fight. You know, but they pretty much went to the scorecards, and then they gave it to Navarrete. But
still, they would have ruled it, if they'd have ruled it a punch like it was supposed to be. Then Suarez would have got the TKO stoppage.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, he would have got the TKO stoppage. I I mean, I thought Navarrete was doing really good until that cut.
Yeah.
You know what it made me think of? It made me think of where PBC made the wrong call on that Tim Zoo and let Tim Zoo keep fighting Sebastian Fundora. They probably should have stopped that fight as well, and then Tim Zoo probably would have never got his ass knocked out by Bakram if things would have went differently. He'd have probably been on a different path. But I think that so it was a mistake, obviously, by the commission. I'm glad Top Rank is gonna give Suarez his immediate rematch. But I think that you still probably favor Navarrete in that fight. I thought he was doing very well. He was hitting Suarez with some hard shots, and Suarez was fighting back. But when you know that it's gonna be a war because Suarez don't have the skills or the mentality to really just outbox Navarrete, so he gonna try to fight with him. I think you almost always got to favor Emmanuel Navarrete at 130 pounds in those types of fights. So I can't wait to see the rematch. Hopefully it takes place later this year. I don't think that cut should probably take maybe 4-5 weeks to heal all the way up before he can get back to sparring and training and stuff. So with that being said, he can get back in the gym probably late June, early July, and maybe they can fight sometime in like October, November. I think that'd be a great fight. Now that Top Rank is ending their stuff with ESPN in a couple of months, so maybe Navarrete and Suarez can land on like the big time undercard of a big time pay-per-view fight later in the year. But I can't wait to see them boys scrap again. I thought that was great, man. To watch. And again, too, I'll watch that all day before I watch what these people calling sweet signs now. Like that's funner to watch than anything they call sweet signs, because what they call the sweet signs ain't the sweet signs that I grew up on. So I thought that was a good fight though. What else you got on it? Because I wanted to ask you a question about it too. But what else you got, KQ?
Well, no, Navarrete and Suarez, they came out, and I say about the second or third round, they was fighting like it was the last round. And that's what I'm talking about. They let their hands go. And I'm talking about they let it go early. And once again, Navarrete, when he gets started, he doesn't stop until he gets you against the ropes. He'll throw left, he'll throw right, he'll try to throw uppercut far away, then come back with another right, then he change angles, then come again, then jump again. It's like he's in a rhythm, and then he'll keep coming until he back you up. Then he be set again. So but that was a pretty good fight. But Suarez, he's a little bulldog in there. I mean, man, he came back and he was missing, but he still jumped up with the left hook, jumped in with the right hand. He was game to fight, and he wanted to fight. But for some reason, he said, hey, this is his last shot. This is his last shot, and he going to quit. So he figured that this is not for him. But he did pretty good until he lost last night. But he was busting him up, though. But that's all I have. Go ahead.
I did want to ask you this, and I'm gonna keep reminding people of this, whether I'm on your platform, when I go live, or when I do a video on my platform. I'm gonna keep reminding these fake content creators, these fake fight fans, of this fact right here, KQ, and that's this right here. How come the level of outrage for Navarrete and Charlie Suarez, how come it don't match the Tank Roach outrage? Because Suarez was robbed last night. Suarez was robbed of a stoppage last night. It was clearly a punch. They should have gave him the knockout if they was going to stop the fight. Why aren't people as upset about this Suarez and Navarrete situation as they were about Tank and Lamont Roach?
You know what? I'm going to tell you why. Now, this is my opinion. Nobody else but KQ's. Because Navarrete, he's a good fighter. He's a good fighter, and the Mexican people know him. The black people, they know him a little bit. Hardcore fans like me, you, whatever. I like him, But Tank is just a different level. And I'm not going to say they did Floyd Mayweather like that, because they didn't do him like this bad. And Tank is making the money. He don't need turkey. He got the hip-hop crowd, and he got the casual crowd. Everybody, when you talk about boxing, everybody said Tank Davis. Oh, man, that little guy can hit. That what guys be telling me at the gas station or wherever I go. Oh, that little guy can hit. And then Tank Davis making this money, he bringing in the crowd, he breaking records. I want that. That's why everybody ran over to the UK, over to Turkey, because they didn't want to earn it or they couldn't do it. So therefore, hey, I want to make what he making. Well, Turkey, hey, we're gonna use him. We're gonna go get that. That's why they fought so horrible, but they was okay with it because they knew they were gonna get a bag. But now Turkey, he getting used. So now he feel okay. Hey, I ain't paying no big bags. But it boils down to this knockout. It's called jealousy. It's called jealousy. And grown men got it. Content creators got it. And they can't help themselves. They can't help themselves. They always got to bring up Tank. Shakira Stevenson, even the fighters. His whole interview on the Breakfast Club was about Tank Davis. And Charlamagne, he don't know nothing about boxing. So, I mean, first he's the A-side, or, it just amazes me that these guys can't make their own lane unless they say the word Tank. And that what makes they fight so interesting. Oh, what you gonna do now? Who do you want next? And people hoping they say, ooh, Tank. But if they do, oh, wow, yeah. But it never happens. Because here we go again. Here goes Shakira Stevenson getting ready to fight Zepeda. He calls out Tank on the Breakfast Club. Why you do that? Why y'all do that?
Because they put if they put Zepeda in the title and shit, ain't nobody gonna watch that interview. So they talk about Zepeda for like 30 seconds, and then they get back to the stuff that's gonna make people watch that interview, which is Tank Davis. But I'm always say, and the reason I asked you that question, KQ, because the truth of the matter, everything you said is right. But the truth of the matter is, it's not really about boxing. The reason the outrage don't match is because people just want to see their young man lose. That's all it is. Because I don't see any writers, and I see Jip put it in the chat. I don't see nobody, like when it was Tank and Lamont Roach, you had people that are journalists. They was writing letters to the commission and all kind of crazy shit. They ain't writing no letter to the commission for this. When Lindolfo Delgado robbed Elvis Rodriguez of a knockdown in their fight, their controversial fight, wasn't nobody crying about that. Didn't nobody write letters to the commission about that. So it's all with one thing and one thing in mind only, and that's to see Tank Davis lose. And a lot of what you said is why they want to see him lose, because he's not with the status quo. He's the last thing to kind of be able to keep Turkey taking over from the sport to its entirety, like him, PBC, David Benavidez. That's why they get so much flack. That's why they get lied on more than any outfit in boxing, because they're doing their own thing, they winning, and so everybody is coming for them right now. So to me, I'm not surprised. I'm just gonna keep pointing out instances where fighters were robbed, fighters were wronged, the wrong call was made, and I'm gonna remind everybody that was so up in arms, that cared about the health of the sport so much when it was Tank and Roach. They really don't care about it, because why don't they care about it right now? They cared about it when it was Tank and Roach because they knew that's what would bring them views. They knew that's what would bring them clicks to their articles, and they knew that that's what people wanted to hear. But they know no one really deep down. You and I talk about it on the Sunday morning after show. I'll bring it up during a live stream. I'll mention it in the video that I do when it comes to Navarrete and Suarez. But for the most part, bro, people are not going to talk about it because they really don't care. L-Dub, when he does his live and he breaks the fight down and does his reactions, he may bring it up. But for the most part, people not really boxing fans like that. They don't really care about cleaning up the sport. They only care about cleaning up the sport when it either affects their favorite fighter or it affects the fighter that they don't like. So we want to clean up the sport if one of our favorites, like if we feel like Devin Haney got drug cheated again, now we want to clean up the sport or whatever. Right? But if we feel like Tank Davis should have lost the fight, now we care about a controversial judge's call or a controversial judge's decision and what the referee does here and what the referee does there. But when your favorite gets favorable scorecards and shit, then you ain't got nothing to say. When they get a favorable call and things go their way and they don't get a point deducted or they don't get a call to knock down, then you don't care. So it's it's the picking and choosing shit for me that I don't really vibe with, man.
Yeah, I mean, look at Shakur. The interview, he said, "Man, I want Tank, and all he gotta do is just come on over here with Turkey, and we can make the fight." He don't have to come nowhere. And like you said in your video, I believe, he's the A side. You need to come over to PBC, and ain't you about to be a free agent? And I think you said
you about to be free. What you coming
right.
over there for? Teach in the comment section. Teach that proves my point. They only doing that because it's Charlie Suarez. Did they make Lamont Roach videos? You're proving my point, bro.
Right.
You're proving my point. Yeah, the Filipino channels that you go to, and salute to you because I don't even know no Filipino channels, but the Filipino channels that you talking about, did they talk about Lindolfo Delgado getting robbed of a knockdown? Were they talking about Tank and Roach the same way they talking about Charlie Suarez this morning? I bet you the answer is no. You're proving my point. The only reason they care is because it affects their countrymen and it affects their contender, Charlie Suarez. They don't care when it's somebody else. They too don't give really a fuck about the sport. They just care this morning because it affected somebody that they root for negatively, bro. You're proving my point, fam. That's you're making the exact point that I'm making, dog. You're literally making the exact point that I just made, dog.
Yeah. Like, look what Elder said. Maurice Laura tested positive for PEDs in the fight that he KO'd Wood after 3 years. Nobody talked about that.
Exactly, dog.
Yeah.
Exactly. Michelle Ali Rivera tested dirty against Frank Martin. Nobody talked about it because Frank Martin whooped his ass.
Right.
But ain't nobody asking for fucking Michelle Ali Rivera to never fight again, to be banned for life, to go die in a fiery car wreck and all kind of crazy shit. Motherfuckers wishing on niggas, man. Shit crazy out here, dog. God damn, bro.
A fiery car wreck. Man, oh man.
Bro, it's wild. Let me
shout out to D1 too in the Cash App. All right. Appreciate you, D1. Yeah, I see it.
Salute to D1, man. If anybody, I'm not saying you have to because we on KQ, y'all support the OG, but if anybody drop me in the Cash App, I won't be able to catch it until after the show because I'm on my phone. Something was wrong with my computer this morning, so I can't check my Cash App. So if you did drop a Cash App, I appreciate you. Thank you so much, but I just can't see it right now. So I don't know if anybody did or didn't. I just want y'all to know I'm not ignoring y'all. I just can't see it. But let me ask you this, KQ. So, we got Teofimo Lopez I want to talk to you about because it's an ongoing debate, right? Teofimo said some racist things about Terrence Crawford. He said some racist things about Jerron Boots Ennis. He said some racist things about Gervonta Tank Davis. And you got two schools of thought, right? I hear people saying they don't want any of these black fighters that Teofimo is talking about to give him an opportunity to make money off of them, and they want them to punish him by starving him out. Then you got the people such as myself that's like, no, I want to see them whoop his ass for the disrespect. I want to see him get beat up. I want to see him get knocked out. Where do you fall in that? What do you think should be the reaction by the black American fighters to what Teofimo Lopez is doing and what he's saying about their race and their ethnicity? Where do you fall on that argument? What do you want to see happen to Teofimo Lopez? Do you want to see him get starved out, or do you want one of our brothers to get him in the ring and whoop his ass? What's your thoughts, man?
Well, I got two things. Yes, get him in the ring and beat the shit out of him until the ref step in and stop it, and then hit after the bell. Goddamn it, I don't know, but anyway, that's what they should do. And on top of that, they should suspend him for racist remarks. You know, that's pretty much talking racist against your opponent or whoever, and he doing it on purpose. And yes, I'd like to see both of those done. Now, of course, first, I would like to see him get whooped up a big time and kind of shamed. You know, that's one thing about it. Fighters don't like to be shamed. They don't like memes. You know, so I would love to see that happen. I would love to see one fighter get in there and beat him down and then make a memes about it and put it on the internet, you know. So, but then, of course, yes, suspension, because what he's doing it on purpose. He's a racist. It starts in the home. And don't tell me his mama or daddy is not racist. You know, he can talk all he wants about my son is not racist. Yes, he is. And you taught him that. You taught him that. It all starts in the home. Because whatever my kids do when they're younger, not older, but when they're younger, all right, that's because they got it from me or someone in my house. So don't give me that. Don't give me that. You know, and he is not he wasn't born and grown up in Brooklyn. So that's how we all talk. No, you don't. Y'all all don't talk that way. Only racists talk that way.
Yeah, and you did that on purpose. Yeah.
Yeah. He said something else, but I know what the word he said. Okay, I'm just gonna put it that way. But he said something else that rhymed with that. But that's no. Come on.
Yeah, I made it clear, bro. Like the whole starve out and all of that. I'm not for you being able to not compete against somebody because you don't like what they said or how they disrespected you. If somebody disrespected you or you don't like what they said, you compete against them and you whoop their ass or whatever. So I want to see him get his ass whooped, bro. I don't even care who it is. If it's Bud Crawford, bro, I'll be the biggest Bud Crawford fan in the world that night. If it's Shakur Stevenson, I don't want it to be Shakur because Shakur just outpoint him. Now we ain't gonna do Shakur. But if it's Tank or if it's Boots, I want to see him really get hurt and get beat up for that, bro. And I want them to remind him of that every single time they punching on him and shit. So that's what he deserved. He deserved to have his career in jeopardy, his whole face bloodied up and cut up and all that. Because that's unacceptable, bro. That's unacceptable. And I think not fighting him and allowing him to fight fighters that are less than him and still make money, that's gonna make him want to talk even more noise and stuff, right? But if you nip that in the bud and you punish him, now he can't say nothing because you done whooped on his ass. And if he do say something, then you can always just clown him because you already got your ass whooped, and you can just keep beating him up for disrespect. Just pass him from one Black American fighter to the next. That's what I would want to see, bro. So I'm with you 100%. I don't think just not fighting him and ignoring him is the way to go. When people are diabolical and treacherous and racist like that, you don't ignore racism. You make people pay for it. And the way to make Teofimo pay for it is for somebody to get in there and whoop his ass. And that's it. That's all, bro. But that's all I got, man. It's 10:30. It's Mother's Day. KQ, what's your last words, man, before we end the show?
I thank everybody for coming in last night. We did about 4,000 views last night. That's pretty good. As a matter of fact, we did more than Canelo fight. So that's great. And I want to thank
crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Damn.
That's crazy.
Canelo down bad right now. Damn, Canelo. Where the Canelo know? That's another thing. Boy, I got so much stuff to talk about. Y'all lucky it's 10:30. Where all the outrage for the Canelo numbers and shit? Where the Tank and Roach numbers? Where the Tank and Roach numbers? Where the Canelo and Skull numbers at, bro?
Right, exactly. And Skull think he won. He think we don't know boxing, but anyway. But I will be off tomorrow, you all. Okay. I have an appointment. Y'all know. Okay, but definitely I will be live Tuesday on my day off. So I'm just switching. Okay. So and that's all I got, knockout.
Yes, sir. Y'all catch me live Monday, Wednesday, Thursday night. Happy Mother's Day to Miss KO and to my mama. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers in here. KQ, happy Mother's Day to your mother. I hope y'all enjoy y'all day. And everybody have a great day. And with that, we'll catch y'all next time. Appreciate you, KQ. I'll talk to you soon, OG.
Okay, man. Appreciate you too. All right. With that, we out of here.
This song is dedicated to all those ballers out there and all those hustlers. And just people out there just getting their money on, you know what I'm saying? To all of you haters, just remember this. I'm living it up, y'all.